Okay, today we're talking keto cupcakes. And this is going to be the best chocolate cupcake mix that is keto that you've ever tasted. This one is a huge hit in my house. I'm also going to share with you the cream cheese frosting, and what I've done here, I've got 2 different flavors. So again, like most of my recipes, I'm going to give you a very versatile recipe so that you can do several different things with it. It's always going to be able to be changed up. You don't have to have the same cupcake every single time. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. My name is Christy and my entire family follows a ketogenic lifestyle. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do so. I'd love to have you as a member of my YouTube family, and make sure you follow me on Instagram for sneak peeks. Recipe will be listed below in the description box. We're going to start out with the cake recipe, and then I'll go over the ingredients you're going to need for the icing. You're going to need some unsweetened almond milk. I've got original and vanilla, but this time I'm going to use vanilla. 7 room temperature eggs. You're going to need butter, pure or whatever artificial sweetener that's keto approved that you like. Coconut flour, baking powder, baking cocoa, unsweetened, salt, of course I'm using your pink Himalayan salt, and extract. I'm going to be using the cake batter because I feel like it does better in this. It gives it more of a cake taste instead of the vanilla, but if you want to use the vanilla extract, that's fine. Just know that in this recipe I'm going to be using cake batter extract. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is melt down 4 ounces or half a cup or a stick of butter, and I'm just going to do that on the stove. While my butter is melting on the stove, I'm going to go ahead and get out 7 tablespoons, yes, 7 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. My stick of butter is melted, and I'm just going to go ahead and add that to the cocoa, and I'm going to whisk that up. Go ahead and add in 1 teaspoon of your extract of choice. I'm going to shake this up before I add it. And again, I'm using cake batter in this one. Add in your 7 room temperature eggs. I'm going to start out by whisking this all together, and then I'll probably go to my mixer. Next, I'm going to be adding in my coconut flour. This one is by Thrive Market, and you're going to add in 2/3 of a cup of that. Next, I'm going to be adding in my sweetener of choice. So you guys already know we love the pure, and that is also 2/3 cup. Two teaspoons of baking powder. Half a teaspoon of salt. Again, I'm using the pink Himalayan. And the last ingredient is half a cup of almond milk. Once you get all that together, we're just going to beat that up with our mixer. Make sure you scrape down the sides and the bottom so that everything gets incorporated really well. You can see what the batter looks like here. I feel like I show this silicone cupcake or muffin pan every time I do a video like this. It will be linked below. I absolutely love it. So if you want to put liners in here, you can. I'm not going to. I'm just going to spray this with a coconut spray and then rub it around so that the edges are coated. Now I'm going to go ahead and divide my batter out. This recipe makes 16 huge cupcakes. So we're gonna go ahead and put those in an oven at 350 degrees. I'm gonna set my timer for 20 minutes. That way we can watch to see what happens. I just took the cupcakes out of the oven. They were in exactly 20 minutes. You don't want them to get overdone or they're going to be dry. My suggestion for these is set your timer for about 15 minutes and check them periodically afterwards. You want to get these out while they're still moist. You do not want to overcook these. I've got these sitting out on the countertop on a wire rack, and I'm going to let them cool completely. Okay, sorry about the dishwasher noise. You know what it's like, you know, real world. So I wanted to show you what these look like. These have been sitting on the cooling rack and they have completely cooled, and I want to show you the inside of these. They're so moist and absolutely delicious. I could have probably pulled these out just maybe 30 seconds sooner and they would have been even better. They have like a brownie type taste. Okay, you know I already pulled this bite off, so I'm gonna take a bite of it. But this is by far the best chocolate cupcake that I have ever made that's keto. So I know I wanted to share it with you guys. These are so good. So now that these are made, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I make my frosting for those, just in case you're interested in that. Okay, for the icing, you're going to need heavy whipping cream, powdered erythritol, cream cheese. I use the Philadelphia because it's got the lowest carb count, butter, and also whatever flavoring you want to put in there. This time, since I've got chocolate as my cupcake flavor, I'm thinking of doing a peppermint icing, so I have, you know, like a chocolate mint, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. These are your main ingredients right here. Okay, we're starting out with an entire block of cream cheese. This is the 8 ounce, and you want this at room temperature. Also at room temperature is your unsalted butter, and you're going to want 4 tablespoons of that. We're going to go ahead and cream these two together until they are good and mixed. Once that is completely mixed, you're going to want to put in your powdered erythritol. This is the one I'm using, and it calls for 1 cup. What I'm going to do is add about half of that, half a cup, and then I'm going to mix it and check the sweetness. I always suggest adding your sweeteners in small increments and checking as you go, just so that you don't get it too sweet. So I'm going to add in another half of that. So I ended up adding in about 3/4 cup of erythritol. It seems like every time it's different. It just depends on what I'm craving at the moment. If I want it really sweet or if I want it to be more of the cream cheese that comes through. This time it's more of the cream cheese instead of the sweetness that's coming through. Now this is quite thick. Let me show you. Which, if that's how you like it, that's fine. I am going to add just a little bit of heavy whipping cream to this to thin it out just a tad. So I'm going to go ahead and put 1 tablespoon in here. Okay, I'm going to take my frosting and I'm going to divide it up into different bowls now that it's nicely incorporated. Then I'm going to put flavorings and extracts in these two. Since I went ahead and divided these, I can't give you exact measurements, but I am going to take this first one and I'm just going to put a few drops of peppermint extract in here and mix it up. And I'm also going to take some green food coloring. I'm just going to take a little bit on a toothpick and put it through here so that it gives it a little bit of green coloring. With the second batch of frosting, I'm just going to go ahead and take some orange extract and add to that. Just a few drops is all it's going to take. And then mix that up. So over here we have the mint with a little bit of food coloring. And over here we have an orange with a little bit of red and yellow food coloring. So now all I got to do is ice the cupcakes. Since these are two distinctly different flavors, I am going to store them separately, of course. I do put these in an airtight glass container in my refrigerator. These I was trying out to make sure that Kerrigan liked them for her 18th birthday, because I definitely want keto cupcakes there. These are delicious. Each cupcake is less than 2.5 net carbs per serving. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. I hope everyone has an amazing day. Bye.